y'all, and welcome back to another fan mini episode of Catch That, where we get to know our friends and our folks through their favorite R&B songs. I am Naturally Elise, and that's my bro.
JR.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today we are welcoming a good friend of the show, and it is our homeboy, Rell. Hey.
How y'all doing? Happy to be here.
We are happy to have you. If
Yes.
Ted only knew.
Yes.
Right. What we've been through.
Okay.
You don't know my story, but yes.
You don't know.
Well, we are so happy to have you. And how about you tell folks a little bit about yourself, as much or as little as you like to tell?
I'm Rell. I'm originally from Philly. I'm living in Maryland now, working in the performing arts business, running a performing arts center. Sneaker enthusiast, cologne enthusiast, and that's it. That's me.
Hey, so how about you tell folks what you chose as one of your favorite R&B songs?
All right, so I was just telling somebody this the other day when somebody asked me what was my favorite R&B song, and they said theirs, and it was something I kind of expected, and I said mine, and then she was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I love this song," and it's Case "Missing You." It's my favorite R&B song. I mean, I probably play that song more than any song. Maybe Nas, It Ain't Hard to Tell, might got played more, but that's it. Like, I love that song. Through all these years, I never get tired of it.
One thing I always love is when dudes that's big on hip hop to finally, and that's what they talk about mostly. But then when you finally hear what they listen to outside of it, and it always throws me for a loop. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
Or you're like, yeah. Cute.
Right.
Well, in this case, it's not the cute, it's the yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you remember first hearing it and how it made you feel when you heard it?
Yeah. So I remember the first time I heard it, I was in college, and I was coming from class, and I was going down to the we had like an area where we could play like pool and stuff like that people would chill like between classes. So I went down there, and the beat came on, and then the song, I was like, it kind of got, when you first hear something, the chorus was kind of stuck in my head. So then I just always started to hear it, and then it was on a soundtrack. I think like the Nutty Professor or something. This girl I knew, she had the soundtrack, and I saw it on there. So, took her CD, and and that was my song. And then that was so long ago, and it's still, it's still my favorite R&B song. Like I can go from like hardcore hip hop to a ballad when I'm listening to them. Like my favorite R&B songs are like love ballads. Like I don't really like, which is why, I was asking JR, like, what's current, because all the stuff is old that I use, not old, but not of today that I listen to, because I don't know any other new people that's making the type of R&B that I kind of want to listen to, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, like most of the R&B songs that I really like, they have some sort of pain attached to it. I don't know if it's something wrong with me. It's something wrong with me, but it just resonates like this song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is a crazy ass song.
So if you think about it, most people's favorite songs be a little sad or a little crazy.
A little crazy.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite song is sad. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah.
Dude, my favorite song make me cry. So,
see what I'm
saying? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's true.
Makes
okay,
sense.
you gave him an out. You gave him an out because
I'm just being real. Yeah.
Missing You is crazy. That's a crazy ass song. Like this motherfucker is like going, like he's losing his mind.
He's going through it. He's going through it. Yeah.
Like losing his mind. He wanted to snow in June. Like, come on, like.
Yeah.
Okay, But hey,
that's really that's really missing somebody, man. Like I felt him. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I felt him.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
I mean, he was hallucinating that he was seeing her.
That he saw her. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
look, man.
Wait, I saw you pass me. I'm like, whoa.
Look. And see the
and then I think on the video they showed her and then she like disappeared.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. I have forgot about that in the video.
And he was walking on the sand. Yo, he was going through it, man. He's going. I felt it. Every time I'm gonna listen to it when we get off here. Like, yeah, I love that song, man.
Yo, Tim and Bob blessed that joint. They blessed that, especially as far as the drums. You can hear that really playing on this record. Like the drums, even though the piano coming in, you can, you know what I'm saying, to get you ready, but you can hear that boom, boom. It's like, whoo, okay.
Like, the beat was the first thing I heard. You know what I'm saying? Like that I liked, like, because I was in an environment where there was a lot of people around, so I didn't get a clear listen. Yeah. But the beat was the first thing that I was like, oh, I like this. You know what I'm saying? It's smooth. And then once I started listening to the song, it was like.
And for a song like that to have so much knock, like if
right.
It's a ballad. It's sad as hell, and it knocks.
It knocks, definitely. Yep. Cause I got the Sonos. When I play it in here, it go. You know what I'm saying? So.
It do go.
It do. I ain't even gonna start because I was on the way coming home from work and I had it playing in my car and I was like, well, damn.
Yeah,
okay.
Go.
I ain't know it got knockers like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Best of both worlds.
Tim and Bob like to do that. That's one of their kind of signature kind of things. So
yeah. Oh yeah. And then so you heard Joe's version?
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't even know about Joe's version until after the fact, you know what I'm saying? And then I went back and I listened to Joe's version. And I like Joe's version, but I feel like Case put more emotion into his version, you know what I'm saying? Which turned it into a hit, in my opinion. Because, you know, Joe can sing his ass off, but
Joe sang too good for that song.
Yeah, you need some pain and some struggle in there a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
You need some sharp and some flat.
Right.
You're right, because when he recorded it, he was sick.
He was sick,
He was sick. So you can hear it. I mean, at the end, the nigga say he can't sing no more. Like he has no more voice.
I can't sing no more. Yeah, that's real. That's
him being like, yo, I'm so missing you. I don't want to sing no more.
Right. See, before I knew the story, that's what I thought. That he was. But when I saw the interview, he said he really couldn't sing no more. Yeah.
He was like, yo, I was in there struggling, and you can now, you know, you needed that because I think listening to Joe's, it was just perfect. Like it was.
It was.
You didn't need a song like that. It wouldn't have had the same impact.
Yeah. He was like, oh man, you ain't hurt. You all right.
Yeah. Right. Joe made it beautiful. It was like a beautiful song. You know what I'm saying? But Case put some emotion into it, you know what I'm saying, and make you feel it, you know what I mean?
He was upset because they made him come in the studio to cut it because he was like, yo, I'm sick out here. Right. You really got me singing this joint. And he struggled through the joint and ended up being
every day I want to pick up the phone.
Every day. So why didn't Joe use it? They didn't think it was a good song, or?
Yeah, his manager heard it. And because when you listen to Joe's, you can tell it sounds like a damn demo, honestly.
It does sound incomplete, yeah.
So Joe's manager didn't think it was going to be a hit. You know what I mean? And then he was just like, all right, so Case people heard it was like, yo, we like that joint. Tim and Bob was like, all right, you can have it. So then when they heard that Case did it, his manager was like, Joe's manager was like, yo, we wanted that for him. He was like, we're too late now. Like, we already done gave it to Case. So they had a whole legal battle with that joint. Like, Joe got to put it on his My Name is Joe overseas version.
Okay.
And Case only can sell it within the United States.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
Tim and Bob ended up working because it was number one over there in the UK for Joe, and it was number one over here for Case. So
that's crazy.
You win.
That's crazy.
But
okay.
That's why, like, when you look on Spotify and you look, because that's why, was it a few months ago? A few months ago, we were supposed to do this, and I saw somebody from the UK actually posted Joe's version on Spotify. And I was like, ain't that a bitch? So I was like, oh, they got Joe's version. And of course, I went to mine. It's not there.
It's not there. Okay.
I was like, what kind of shit? So of course, you had to go online, or like you can go to like SoundCloud, it's on there and all that kind of stuff. But it was
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I heard it. That's how I heard it.
And that's when you know, like, both versions are dope, because you see everybody in there like, well, yeah, Cases is better. Oh no, Joe is better. Case is better. Like, when you look at all the comments, you like, well, damn. Right. But I'm sorry, I like Cases because it adds more emotion to it. Like, if you want me missing somebody, go to that. You know what I mean? Because Joe sound like he just making it pretty, like Elise said, oh, you don't miss nobody. You just, all right.
Did Joe write it?
Yes.
Okay.
So Joe ends up winning in the deal. You know what I'm saying? So he getting writer's credit for it. And I think, if you ask me, if y'all listen to Case's version, I'm thinking Joe was still on them backgrounds. If you hear it, if you really listen to it, I really think Joe is still left on those backgrounds to me. And I've been trying to find, like, for me, when I'm looking at these liner notes, they don't say who the background vocalist is. But if you look down Case's album, every other song, all the background vocalists are there. But when you go to you don't see
it's not
nothing.
there.
I'm like, oh, they really tried to remove Joe out of that for real.
Interesting.
They are a whole detective. You need a magnifying glass.
Right.
I was trying to find it. Well, and then also I had a little, not Joe, but Case's song kind of pissed me off because this was my fandom come in. He knocked Janet out the number one spot. So I was a little angry when the song came out.
What song was number one for Janet at the time?
All For You.
Okay.
And he
knocked it out. Knock that out.
Huh?
It was okay to knock that out.
Watch it.
Ain't.
Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Hell no. Watch it. It.
For a show enough R&B song to knock it off, I'm fine with that.
Okay, you take it that way. Again, she found a way out. You see, real R&B song. You see what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to say to that? You win. You got it.
For such a pure R&B record, and for a slow song to be number one.
I get it. It was just the stand-up in me. I was like, man, fuck this, man.
Oh, I know.
Right.
I was like, this, especially me being on, because they used to do the top, 8 at 8? It used to be, I think it was the Hot 97, I think, or was it 98.7? One of them. And they was like, Case has took the number one spot. And I was like, for what? I was like, for what? And
I was happy for him, man. I always liked Case, man. So I was happy that he was getting that type of, recognition.
Yeah, me too.
Even after Happily Ever After, which was crazy in its own right. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That one there.
That's a great song.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, it is.
Written, sung, everything.
I think
arrangement, everything.
Case was also happy with it too, because y'all know he really did. Like, I think we was talking about, he didn't like Touch Me, Tease Me like that.
Yeah.
He didn't like it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't what he wanted. So for him to actually, because the second album, he liked, you know what I mean? That Personal Conversation with Happily Ever After. Then he threw Faded Pictures on there with him and Joe. That's a duet there.
One of my favorite songs. Definitely like one of my favorite duets. Like it was Apartment 5B. I said that one. Like
That's a banger right there.
Yes, it is.
Banger right
And
there.
for two dudes to really do something, they did. But he said we didn't want to hear that first joint because he said, yo, they sounded drunk as hell. He was like, yo, they heard the playback. They was like, nah, y'all need to do this shit again. Like, what the hell? Like, y'all sound bad. Like, he went all, but then for him to have this record and he knew the struggle that he was going with it, you know what I mean? And for it to be as big as it was, he was just like, yo, like, even though I was struggling to sing through that shit, this is a #1 record for me.
#1 record,
my biggest record, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was good for him. I'm glad he actually got it because, like y'all said, we didn't need a perfect vocal on this at all because it wouldn't hit right.
Yeah, some songs just like that. Like some songs don't need to have a singer on it, and and then some songs only a singer should do. So it goes both ways. Yeah.
Right.
That's true. That's very true. Even though it does fit for Nutty Professor, because Nutty Professor, the dude was missing what you call it, like crazy in the movie. So it made sense, you know what I mean? But again, I just like that he didn't take it there with the vocals and all that. No disrespect to Joe, because like y'all said, that is a dope version too, but it doesn't make you feel that. Like, you want to feel like you missing somebody, you hallucinating and like.
And one thing that did it was the ad-libs. His ad-libs was like different from Joe's. His ad-libs was he was going in. He was going in on his ad-libs.
He's like, you know what? Y'all gonna have me in the studio struggling. I'm gonna give y'all all the fuck I got with this joint.
Right. Because on the chorus, you have the chorus and he sings over top of it. Like, Joe didn't sing over top of the chorus as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, Case sung over top of the chorus and he ad-libbed. He was in his bag. I said for him to be sick, he really put his foot in that one.
But since he really loved this joint, because you saw the musicality, he said he didn't sing over the chorus.
Right. That lets you know how many times I heard it, man. I heard this song 7 million times. I promise you.
Oh God. Yo, he went in.
But something about when you gotta push through, or it's sometimes stress it's not a good motivator to have regularly, but sometimes you need a little stress to pull the best out of you in the situation.
Oh yeah.
Just not all the time.
Right,
just every now and then. Yeah.
Because he was trying with that note at the end. That's why.
Sometimes you need to go sit down. Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen him do a live though, which is crazy. Is there any on YouTube or anything?
It's a live one on YouTube.
Okay. Did he sound good on it?
Yeah, that sound all right.
Okay. See, he gave me the cue, at least. He gave me the cue.
But it was one of them, like, how can I explain? Like, it looked like I was at like a club or something. Like, he was kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And them clubs the sound already be bad at them clubs and stuff.
Right.
Oh, dang. So he never did it like on an award show or something, and the song being so damn huge.
Right.
I would think, like, being Soul Train, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna have to go look.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have to find that because I would want to see how he did it live. Because I hope he didn't try to perfect it when it didn't need it.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope not. He better not have. But yes, bro. Well, honestly, I thought you was gonna pick something like from Bilal or something.
Well, that album, I love that album, by the way. That's crazy. If I had I thought about picking a song off there, but if I wanted to be honest, my favorite song R&B is Case Missing You. Like, I've listened to it more than any song. Like, every year on my Apple Music, it has like, it show you what you listen to the most. Like, it's up there like every year. Like, it's just, when I play like slow jam, like it's getting played. Trust me, you're not gonna.
Even with a slow jam round.
Yeah, like, it's getting played. It's getting played. Yeah.
Wow. even like on like when I want to hear some slow stuff, I ain't playing my favorite song because I don't feel like getting into that mood.
Right.
It's gonna make me feel some type of way. Like,
yeah, I try to go there, but then eventually I'm like, damn, I want to hear this, and it get played. I can't help it, man. I can't help it. I love it.
It's fine. I get it.
You know what I mean?
Like song, what you gonna do?
Yeah, everybody got those songs where you do. I definitely have a set of songs that I listen to probably damn near every day, if not every other day. Like I gotta hear them.
and
they so
missed
random.
So
random.
Yeah, now that's a good point because mine are very random. Very random.
Oh yeah.
Like very random. So it just I was thinking like it's like what's wrong with me? Like what's wrong with me? Because you go from this to this, then to this. And I think it's because like how I was brought up. Like my mom just listened to everything, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid. You know, I wanted to hear my hip hop and she listening to Phil Collins. I'm like, what is this? And then as I got older, I love Phil Collins. You know
Hello.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, you know, the way I was brought up, you know what I mean? And my mom playing different. I mean, my first concert was New Edition. And then I went to Sade with her because she couldn't kind of find a babysitter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I went to Sade with my mom.
Yeah,
I was grown as fuck, but yeah.
I was little. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of just like there, but then I kind of like was kind of intrigued by her a little bit because like she sounded like so good live, like you know what I'm saying? Like sounded like the album. Yeah, it sounded like the album, and the band was crazy. So I became a fan of her. So it's just how I was brought up, but. As far as this song, this is number one, man. I can't even front. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've missed somebody like that. You know what I mean?
That's the only way you can feel emotion out of this.
Yeah.
If you felt like that, that's how you can connect to this record. Now,
like
I done miss somebody, but I ain't miss nobody that was hallucinating now. But
like the snow coming down in June. Come on, man.
That's real. Thinking you see somebody though. Like you tried it, and you be like, "Is that? Oh, damn!
Is
tripping.
that what's the
like,
name? No,
that's
you
real.
Tripping. That's real. Like being out somewhere, and you like, oh, they go, oh no, it ain't. Like damn, I'm tripping.
You right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Has happened. Yes,
you know.
So, yeah, man. So that's my joint, man.
I ain't even knocking you, right? I ain't even knocking you. At first, I'm like, you do know this is crazy, right?
It is. I mean, the chorus is like everything that don't go together. Snow coming down in June, a wedding without a groom, ring without a hand, he was incomplete. He was incomplete without her, man.
Yeah. Everything was topsy-turvy in his whole life.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh Lord. Yeah.
It be like that.
Yeah, it do. It do.
I want to know who put the yeah part in. Whose idea was that?
It probably, because I'm trying to think, is that in Joe's part? Yeah, it is, but it might have been Tim and Bob. Tim and Bob might have did that for real.
They laced him. They laced him good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They couldn't have gave him a more perfect song for him.
They used to get one dude a lot of good beats. What was Bobby Valentino. Bobby Valentino.
Yes.
They used to give him some fire. I'm like, oh man.
Did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why people be bugging.
Like, slow down. Woo.
And tell me
like that beat is, you want to talk about knock? I was like, damn, who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
Like I said, the knock.
Yeah.
And they always slow, mid to slow tempo songs.
Mid to slow, but knocking.
They were like that with, that's why Tim and Bob was so dope, because they was like that with the Philly guys, the Boys the Men, when they did, too. Like vibing and all them joints to them, they had them knocks to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you get to stuff with Joe and Case and anybody else they work with, they got a knock to their joint. Like it's real, even though I wish them two would have stayed like
yeah,
this, but
yeah.
what you gonna do? They
Yeah.
record's dope though. Missing You is still crazy, Timmy Bob, but it's a dope ass record though.
Hey, man.
It's the dope ass record. I ain't hating.
Supposed to be crazy, but yes, we are so glad that we was finally able.
I know, man. I know.
To-
We didn't.
Yes.
We done been through the fire.
And I'm ready to talk about my second song, but
Hey,
we had to get this one out.
Yes.
Put it on the books, bruh.
You know it. Yes.
Definitely.
I wonder what he gonna throw.
I got something for y'all.
She get him, and then be like, bro, go look at the song that they picked. I'll be like, oh God.
What did y'all say when y'all saw this song?
I think because me and you was back and forth one day, and I think you told me that.
I think I might have told you already. Yeah.
You was like, I like this song. So when you said it, I was like, I'm not surprised. And then I was like, I haven't heard it in a minute. And then I listened to it and I said, Rell like this crazy ass song. Okay.
I won't just let somebody have that.
I sure won't, because no. And I was just like, no, it's a dope ass song. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, but it's just nuts. And that's why I was like, Rell picked this one?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Rell been through some stuff, man.
Oh, and that's why you like the song. I get it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you he get it, and then he'll start fussing again and like.
No, I'm not.
But anyway,
don't do that.
Rell, if people would like to find you and you want to be found, where might they do that?
Uptown J Ben on Instagram, JBen215 on Twitter. That's it. That's where you find me.
Hey. So we are so glad that audience joined us today, and thank you for keeping on supporting our crazy asses. And we'll catch y'all on the next Catch That.
Peace.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to another fan mini episode of Catch That, where we get to know our friends and our folks through their favorite songs. I am Naturally Elise, and that's my bro,
JR.
And today we are welcoming a good homeboy of mine, Victor. Hey, friend.
What's going on? What's happening, JR? Nice to meet you.
You too.
Been watching you guys since y'all started this joint, man. Y'all been doing your thing. So, man, I congratulate y'all on y'all success, man.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thank you.
No.
Well, tell the folks a little bit about yourself as much as you like folks to know.
I mean, I'm a South Carolinian living up north, New York City. I'm in Jersey now. I just bought a house in Orange, New Jersey. So that's where I'm at right now, dealing with contractors. But I'm from the South, live in New York City area. You know, I like it. Been up here, 13 years now. You know, I work like everybody else. But I say this, I can say this in relation to what we talk about. R&B, like I'm a big, huge hip hop head, as Elise knows. Like I love hip hop, but I always tell people that R&B is my favorite genre of music and always has been since I was a kid. And I used to always tell my homeboy, like, you remember back in the day, our parents, our fathers and uncles and all that, them old school niggas, I don't know if I can say that, the old school heads, they was listening to, you know, Marvin Gaye, but they'll cut you or shoot you in a heartbeat. So, you know, so like R&B, man, you know, like like R&B has been my joint. My stepfather was a DJ, and like he used to store. We had a storage unit in the backyard. So like during the week after school, I would go in there and set up his turntable and listen to records. And I always, from the jump, gravitated to R&B, man. So like, you know, when Elise hit me up, I was like, man, listen, I was that kid with the radio by his head at night under the covers, listening to the music. Mm-hmm. I was a kid with the cassette tapes recording the songs off the radio. You know, because, you know, we didn't have access like we do today.
Let them know.
So, yeah, man, if I hear a song on the radio, I remember I first heard Key Swiss, I'll Give All My Love to You. And I was like, yo, I gotta have this. So I recorded it off the radio, And I remember another time, real late at night, they played the remix. I don't know if people remember the remix to that song.
Oh, yes.
And I recorded that off the radio. I still put that up on YouTube sometime to listen to it. But that's me, man. I'm an R&B head, you know, more so a hip hop head. And I'm a true hip hop head. So R&B is my first love. So I appreciate y'all calling me in on this.
Yeah. What part of South Carolina are you from?
I'm from the PD area, man, near Myrtle Beach area. I grew up like 45 minutes from Myrtle Beach. Yeah, that's where I'm from. And I went to the University of South Carolina for undergrad. You know, what we did, I had a blast there. So yeah, that's where I'm from.
Oh, okay, because my mother went to South Carolina State.
Oh, that's right down the road from Columbia, man. Yeah, and I got homies. I used to party down there all the time. So like that was like a second home for me, man.
Oh yeah, that's my first college. I always say because my grandparents are from Bowman and Holly Hill.
Oh yeah. Oh, Holly Hill. Yeah, I know about Holly Hill, man.
Yeah. So when you said South Carolina, I was like, okay.
Yeah. When you said South Carolina, Johnson.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you know, Bowman, people be like, man, I was like, that's where Big Daddy came from. Bowman,
yeah, my grandmother knew his people.
Yeah, so you know, yeah, man, South Carolina, you know, we got a little bit of history in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a little bit of history in the game. So yeah, man, that's home, man. But you know, I've been up here for a while, but people always tell me like, man, you've been up here so long, but you still got your southern accent. I'm like, that ain't going nowhere, bro.
Oh yeah.
True to the game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. But that's me.
Yeah. So tell us what song you picked, and
so
when do you remember first hearing it?
So the song I picked was "Secret Garden." You know, it was Barry. It was Quincy Jones, but you know, it had Barry White, MJ. Was MJ on there?
He could have been, and I'm gonna ask.
He could have been. You know what? It was Elder Bars, Al B. Sure. He should have been an Al B. Sure spot, but I'm gonna let you
talk about it.
I'm gonna let you get on him with that, JR. But so like the first time I remember hearing that record, I heard it on the radio, of course. And I grew up, Florence, South Carolina had the one of the radio station that had the midnight jams and all that stuff like that. And I'm a night owl, so from the time I was a little kid, I was always up late at night, and I would, like I said, I had the radio playing, and it came on late at night during the the midnight slow jams. And I first heard it, I was like, yo, what is this? And so my stepfather at the time, I was like, yo, I heard this song on the radio. They said it was a Quincy Jones joint, and he just happened to have bought the vinyl. And so I would spin it on his record, and I would listen to it, man. And it has remained to this day being one of my favorite R&B songs of all time to this day. Like I still, we got Spotify and everything, but like it's in heavy rotation to this day, man. And like I think just having those voices on that record at that time to hear those guys, I think the writing was really dope. The production, of course, but like to me, man, it was just a really, I don't know, man, it just always hit me hard. Like it's just one of those dope ass records, and it also I know y'all probably like this too, since y'all, music heads. Music, certain songs remind me of certain moments in my life. Like I can remember things based around certain songs.
Yeah. And
that song is one of the first R&B songs where I can say like that's probably one of the ones where I wanted to heavy rotation. I'm a guy, if I hear a song that I really, really love, I might have that shit on repeat for like days. Like that's just how
at least know that is me. So
yeah, like I'll play a song on repeat. My daughter heard this song, my homeboy down in North Carolina and Charlotte, his cousin released a record. Her name is Melvini, and I forgot the name of it right now, but she released a record. And I was like, yo, this is a really dope record. And I really loved it. And I played it for like 3 or 4 days. And my little girl was like, Daddy, will you please stop playing that song? Like, you play that song all the time. Like, every time we get in the car to go to school, you got that song on. I'm like, I like the song. And she was like, yeah, but I'm just tired of hearing it. But that's just how I am, man. Like, and so when I heard that record back then, the only way I could hear it as much as I wanted to was to play the vinyl that my stepfather had. But like, I just remember that record. And I think at the time, Elder Barge was one of my favorite singers. Like, I'm trying to remember when the record came out. I was young.
Because like 89,
89, 88, something like that. So
Yeah,
I was in that was 8th grade for me. Yeah, because I'm 46, so that was like 8th grade for me. So like, I wasn't recording off the radio
90.
at that time.
Oh, 90.
90? Oh, so
I'll
that was
Be
my
Good
friend.
to You was a single before that.
It wasn't Tomorrow on there too?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow was on it. Yeah, so that
it.
was my friend. Tomorrow came out 90, 91, right? Because I remember that coming out my sophomore year in high school because it was played at the skating rink all the time. See, like
It came out in 90 also.
Yeah.
But
So
it stayed out a long time. Like it was on radio a long time.
Yeah, it's standing.
Well, those 3 singles were all on the radio a long time.
Yeah, back then, they released a single and it took a while for it to, really span the nation, depending on, the record. But Tomorrow, I remember it being a jam for us in the summer at the skating rink, because where I'm from, the skating rink, that's where we went throughout the summer. If there was a holiday, we would go to the skating rink on Sundays. And they played Tomorrow at the skate rink all the time. So I remember that was my first introduction to Tevin Campbell. They got that crazy challenge going on. But like, yeah, man, Secret Garden was just, I don't know, man, to this day, it's just one of them songs that like, it just puts me in a mood. And it's like, just to hear Elder Barr spitting on there. And I always be thinking Michael Jackson was on there. And I'm like, Mike should have been on there. My bad, I had a call come through. But yeah, I always feel like Mike should have been on there, on that record. I know JR was like, talk about it, but even with Al, man, it's still a dope record, And I know Al was like the it guy back in the late 80s into the 90s, so I get why he was on the record. But I definitely would have preferred to hear Mike on there,
I'm glad you said it. Glad you said it.
Or anyone.
Okay.
Or anyone but Al.
Yeah.
They could put the janitor on there.
Oh, yeah. What about Christopher Williams?
Yeah.
But no,
but see, they already had Barry on there.
Barry on there, yeah.
Kind of grunt.
And then you had James on there.
Yeah.
Oh man, James Ingram was my guy.
He ate that record. He ate it.
Listen.
That record.
Really?
I was a
really?
big James.
He hated the record? He hated the record?
No, I thought he said he ate it.
Oh no! The way he's singing, he couldn't have hated it. Hell
no, he loved that record.
That's why I was confused. I
was like, why is sis looking at me like, did he ate it? Yeah, he ate it.
She's about to come get you, bro.
Yeah, she was.
I was just confused. I was like, that don't make sense.
Yeah, man. But yeah, James Ingram, man, like one of my favorite voices of all time, between him and what's my guy, the woo-woo guy,
Osborne.
Jeffrey Osborne.
Yeah, I can't remember niggas' names tonight. I'm struggling today. But yeah, like James Ingram, man, like I love that record, man. It just speaks to a moment in my life where I started really understanding, like I was just getting into dating seriously. And so like those records, like when I would be hanging out with the girl, like they listen to R&B. And I didn't have an issue with it because like I had my stepfather put me on to so many records that I could put them on the records, he had everything. Like the storage unit was full, there's vinyls back then. So I'm a Prince fan. Like I got in Prince because of him. 1999 was the first record of Prince that I remember really rocking with. And then, Quincy Jones, I had heard of Quincy Jones in relation to being a producer. But when I heard Secret Garden and they was like, well, this is off of his album, that's when I first understood what a producer's album was.
Oh.
Like I hadn't really because like you thinking when you say, hey, this is Quincy Jones, I'm expecting Quincy Jones to be a singer or a vocalist or something. And they're like, nah, this is a producer's record. And he puts together different records with different artists. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I started like realizing, I knew he was a producer on Thriller and things like that. I mean, that's about it. But like, man, when Thriller came out, I was a kid. So I reverse engineered his career from that record with Secret Garden and Tomorrow and things like that. That's when I started like understanding who Quincy Jones was and how he contributed to the genre as well, to music in general, really. So so the Secret Garden was a record that like introduced me to like all of those artists as well. Like I heard Al B. Sure, but I really didn't give a damn about Al B. Sure. But like, but El DeBarge was my guy when, back when Rhythm of the Night and all that, like that was a favorite record of mine. And all of the stuff that he did with DeBarge, James Ingram, that really introduced me to James Ingram. Like I had heard of him, but I hadn't really listened to him. But I heard his voice. I'm like, yo, he has an incredible voice. And I think later on when he came out, I Don't Have a Heart and all that stuff like that. So, man, and Barry White, I always had a deep voice. So my grandmother tells a story about like how she used to keep me. She was like, when you first started talking, she was like, you were like 2. And she was like, you in the back talking. I'm thinking it's a grown man in the back. You 2 years old. She was like, you always had a heavy voice. Yeah. And so my homeboys used to call me Barry White at a very young age because I always had a heavy voice. And so that's what gravitated me to Barry White and listening to his music is because of, my voice. And so like people was always, that was my nickname, Barry White, all the way through high school and even in college at times. So yeah, man, but that record was just really me first, like really embracing R&B, and that's why it's still one of my favorite records to this day.
You know who's the I feel like the unsung hero of this record is Rob Templeton because he wrote it.
That dude name, man. What would music be without him?
Right.
Shoot, half my favorite songs wouldn't exist.
Right. And that's why when you said that Michael should be on it, it makes sense to me. And it totally did. And I was thinking about it early, and I was like, I would have, like Sis said, a janitor could have been in Al's place. I would have been happy with it. But when it came, doesn't this song, because Rob Templeton said that Michael Jackson loved rhythmic type of songs. And don't this song kind of give you the feeling of The Lady in My Life?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rob Templeton wrote that record. So he could have, like Michael could have opened this, embodied this record. Like he could have been him, James, and El DeBarge, and Barry. And it would have been hella dope. Like, man, it would have been fine. You know what I'm saying?
It probably would be higher up in the classic records if Mike had been on there, in my opinion.
True.
Because it would have brought more attention to the record.
Right.
Because I think I don't know too many people. I don't know a lot of people that talk about it to this day. Like, I'd be like, man, how y'all don't remember Secret Garden? Like, that shit was incredible. But
I had a friend on Twitter, and this my friend, and she's like a music head. She from California. I ain't gonna call her name out, but and she didn't. And it shocked me. She just didn't remember it. I was like, I still get mad. This is like 2 years ago. She said, I was like, are you sure you didn't remember it then?
Right.
I don't hear it talked about.
And so many people done redid it though.
Yeah, they tried.
This is a song that people need to leave alone. Like it irks. Like I think me and Sis was listening. I think with Sis maybe a couple months ago, we listened to, it was Usher, Tyrese, Tevin, and LL Cool J, and they were all on the record. And Quincy Jones actually reproduced it, and they made it a faster beat. And I was like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, why? And Quincy was happy with it. And I was like, oh yeah, Quincy, this is your time.
Yeah, it's time to retire.
Your time has expired to be producing because this shit here ain't good.
Man, I heard that record. I didn't like it. That's the only. I don't think I made it through the entire record.
And Tevin is at the end, and Tevin is just doing ad-libs and shit at the end. They ain't even let him get like a verse like that. He just ad-libbing at the end, and it's
so
like
you give LL some bars, but you don't get Tevin, man.
Right.
Come on,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? So, because I mean, they sounded great, but it just, the beat was wrong, and it was just, I don't know what was going on, but
certain records, man, you just don't touch.
I don't know how y'all feel about the new one with Cisco and Sean.
I ain't bothered to listen. I didn't even bother. I don't want that record is one of many records I can sit here and say I don't want to hear nobody else do. Like that's one.
Yeah, ever.
Like, yeah,
like
you're not gonna recreate that magic.
No.
It's just like when people with a TV show, they try to recreate these what was a magical ensemble. Then you can't replicate that. That it wasn't just about writing and production. It was about a chemistry.
Right.
In a moment in time, like
in a moment in time. Yes. Yes.
It's a moment in time you can't recapture. Like it's just for that moment. Like them trying to redo House Party. It's pointless. Why? Just leave it. That movie was perfect as is. You can't. They tried to recapture the magic and couldn't recapture the magic. So,
I hate when they do that because I think they do a lot of that now because I think they try to connect to our generation. They try to connect to us, these younger ones, not understanding, like y'all said, it was a moment in time. Like, it just shows that y'all are not creative now. Because why are y'all going to continue to do these reboots and remakes and all?
It's laziness.
What? Like,
it's laziness. It's laziness, and you see it all the time in Hollywood because they're afraid to take chances. They're afraid to take chances, so they say, "Well, let me go find a movie or a show that we know is a hit, and maybe we can hit on that nostalgia instead of creating another classic show or movie or something like that." Like Marvel movies, those comic book movies are so popular now because they created, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a whole new universe that's different from the comic books. And they took chances to recreate. They use a lot of the storyline, but they do, it's a lot different from what's in the comic. I was a comic book head too, by the way. And I have a friend who works in Hollywood and she's a screenwriter. She writes for TV shows. Like they call her to write the pilot. They're like, "Hey, we got an idea for this show. Can you write the pilot episode for us?" That's what she does. Mm-hmm. And when she submits her own movies, which she says she writes from her own scripts, she writes from the black gaze, they don't want to hear that. And they always try to change things and add the normal run-of-the-mill things that's been in every other movie because they think that the audience doesn't want to see anything new. And I feel like with music, you tend to get that a lot where they like, "Oh, well, let's just recreate this classic record because it's a classic record." And I'm like, nah, how about you just create, go in the studio and come up with some real shit that, because I feel like R&B has made a big comeback over the last 7-10 years. Like it kind of fell off for a minute, but like now, like R&B is really strong now, stronger than hip hop in my opinion, in some regards, as far as our age group. And I'm happy to see that because for a while I was like, damn, I can't find no really good new R&B records because I still dig for R&B records with the new stuff. But I'm always had an old shit that's always gonna be playlists. Like I sit on Spotify and have an idea for a song, and I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna just make a playlist. And I'll be those maybe like adding like 40 songs to a playlist because I just want to hear a certain vibe when I'm working or riding around and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want people to be creative, man, to just take chances in music and in art. And I think we'll start seeing more of that, So, we was just actually, at least right quick, I know you about to say I was having a conversation with Radar this morning. And we was talking about New York City hip hop and how they never really got back. They still haven't gotten back to the top of the pile in hip hop. And we was like, man, the reason why is because they didn't lean into what made them unique in the first place. And then when the South took over, then instead of them saying, well, we're gonna just do our own thing, but be more, but add a little bit creativity to what we do, like the boom bap and things like that, they got mad and just stayed where they were at, and now they're 20, 30 years behind the game, and they just not what they were. And I'm like, he was like, man, they just got to be more creative. They got to take chances and lean into the identity of who you are, but also evolve your identity at the same time. Yeah. So,
And I think, I think people underestimate their audience and don't trust that their audience will roll with something new, or they think their audience is stupid. And so, no, we got to stick with this. and that's not true. Like now you do something new, it might take a second for people to jump on it, but you keep pushing it. If it's really good, people will notice. The right
You
people.
know, perfect example of that is your homies. Foreign Exchange.
Foreign Exchange, baby. Yes.
That first album. So my homeboy, that first Foreign Exchange album that dropped, my homeboy was my bad. My homeboy put me onto that record. I had to special order that first Foreign Exchange album. I had to special order that CD. So then when the second one dropped, I'm getting phone calls, I'm sorry. When the second one dropped, I remember listening to it and I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't the same as the first record. Like, what am I listening to? This is an R&B record. But I gave it a shot, and it's still to my day, probably my favorite Foreign Exchange record to this day. And it's like a total on the other end of the spectrum from the first record.
Yeah.
And I feel like he really took a chance with that. They really took a chance with that coming back because that first record was such a hit and people really loved it and it got them into Foreign Exchange. And then he comes back and he's doing R&B. And I'm like, oh, but this shit is incredible though. And I think that's a perfect example of an artist saying, you know, even Outkast, every record was completely different from the previous record.
Yes,
they took chances, you know, like they stepped out there and they really did their thing. So like, you know, a lot of times I feel like artists need to say fuck it and do what they want to do. Because a lot of times I think they do want to do different shit, but the powers that be are there telling them like, nah, you need to be more safe and they know you for this. And nah, man, let's let them just put it out there. If it don't hit, go back in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like so, yeah, they don't trust their audience that we're intelligent enough to be open-minded and hear what they have to say. And I feel like if it's something that's authentic and real, I think people will gravitate to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got a question though. So
what's up?
If out of this Secret Garden, who was your favorite verse?
Probably L.
Well, you biased.
So shut up.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Because somebody asked this question on Twitter, and it was so crazy that it was so many different answers. That's why you knew this had to be a great song, because it was like there was people that was like, I like Barry. There was people that were like, I like James. There was people that like El DeBarge. I mean, there was some people that said they like Al. It was cute, but you know.
Yeah, so at the time the song was out, L was my favorite on the song. But I was just crazy about El DeBarge. It was just like crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But now it's James for me. Like, and it's not even close. So it's interesting how your perspective changes when you sometimes you get older about music.
And always been James. The way he come and then the way he ends it with that little falsetto. What?
Yeah,
man.
Come on, James.
Yeah. But yeah, coming up, it was L because I had a whole L thing. But
right.
It wasn't even about the music. It was just advice. But but older now, the James for sure.
Right. Yeah, James. And then it was just it's just crazy how I just like the fact that they got, and even though I get in on Al, be sure we do, but I think everybody was right for the record. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I think about like another, when it was all these other guys, when The Best Man I Can Be, right? With Rell and Tyrese and Case and Genuine. Now, I like Case. I like him. But vocally compared to Genuine, Tyrese, and Rell, it's like
a little bit outside his.
Right. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of get somebody that's not in that league to make it make sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like Elise said, and she said this about the females, you get all these females that can sing, but the blends just ain't right. Like it don't sound right. But these guys all blended together and it was great. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I shits on Al. I'm just not the biggest voice of him at all because he talk deep as shit and he don't sing like he talks. So to me, it's like weird. So it's like for him to get on the record and he starts it off and it's like, okay, and I'm just waiting for James to come in. I'm like, okay, let's go, James. Like, I'm waiting for you, y'all. Like, I'm like,
Did you know that Saida Garrett's on the backgrounds?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. Because a lot of the background was done with El DeBarge and Saida. They did a lot of the backgrounds. Like James didn't do any. I'll Be Sure didn't have to do none.
I'll Be Sure was on the background.
He was?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, damn. That was one that I missed on purpose.
Apparently. He's an awful human. Yeah, I'll Be Sure, and Saida Garrett was the backgrounds.
Wow. Okay, maybe that was Al's strong point.
I mean, maybe, because maybe.
That was his strong point, because lead ain't it, but background, yeah. And he could write his ass off. That I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, man, I love you, dog.
Can write his ass off. Like, I ain't gonna lie,
he's a hell of a writer.
Yeah,
like and producer. Yeah.
Pen game serious. Mm-hmm. But I think, that speaks to Quincy Jones's ear to put those guys together.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
That's a talent in and of itself, man. Like, he may not be able to sing. I mean, he was a musician, right? And everything, but that's a talent. Like, that's why I used to kill Puffy a lot, but I got to give it to Puffy. He got a good ear, about certain things. I still think he gets too much credit for the shit that went down. But like, like having an ear and be able to say, you know what, those guys go together and this fits what we're doing. I think, Quincy's ear game was like ridiculous. Like he just knew what worked, but like that, I think, because some people, man, they can walk in the studio and hear a song and be like, yo, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Or that ain't a hit.
Yeah.
Whereas the artist may not hear it. Like I'm watching, it was something on Netflix I was watching. It was talking about End of the Road with Boys to Men. And the record, and I think Nathan hated it. Like he hated the song. He was like, I just thought that shit was like whatever. And then the shit hit. And to this day is one of the, probably their biggest hit to this day.
Yeah.
And,
it's one of the biggest songs in history.
Yeah.
In history, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Not for them.
Yeah.
Just
Michael Bivins was like, y'all going to record this record. Like,
because he knew.
He's like, you bugging if you don't think. And they was like,
that's like, JR's favorite song.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's JR's favorite song.
The lies you tell.
But like Michael Bivins knew though. He knew it was a hit record.
Right, like you said about Sean. He knew, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Sean Combs, Puffy. I'm not a big fan of. I think he's a. I always thought he was a poser. That's me though. But he was in position to do a lot of stuff, and the only thing I remember about him that made me kind of respect him a little bit was when Keisha Cole was talking about when she did the verse for Last Night.
Oh yeah, he worked her ass in that studio.
Yeah, and when you hear the record, you can hear it in her voice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sean know a hit now. Now Sean know how to have a hit now. But
exactly.
Did he create the hit? That's where.
No, that's a different. We're not gonna have that conversation because that ain't what he do.
He really created.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But I saw your face when I mentioned his name. You was like,
"Oh, at least know that train ain't never late."
He said on every show, somebody breathe.
I don't even call him by the name y'all call him. He gets the first name basis.
Sean.
Yes. Sean.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, it's
You
a
done-
whole thing.
You done
I'm gonna
released
have
the
to come
beast.
down and catch you in a relaxed setting and have this conversation over
Oh,
some bourbon.
listen. So it don't even matter if this was. Listen, if we were talking about a song that he was a part of, shit, I'll say
He gonna catch
it. Everybody know how I
Yeah,
feel
cut
about
came out.
songs.
Yes, he's gonna catch that.
Okay.
Hey, I'll be right there with you though.
Yeah.
I'm right there
Okay.
with
So
you, though.
next
Trust me.
time, so your next song, pick a song that we know that he was the producer of, so we can go in.
Oh yeah, I'll be right there. I'll bring the bat.
Please, please, please.
Yeah,
But yeah, man.
he has certain trigger artists. When you say the name, it's like,
Oh yeah, there's some triggers.
And I
There's a few.
know the body language too now. At least when I know the reaction physically when he do it because he had a visceral reaction when I said stuff.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, like that's one thing about me. I can't. My face. I can't hide it. I can't.
Hey man, I respect. I love it. Man. I respect it. I respect it. But yeah, man. But
I even try to bite my tongue. At least be like, it's not working.
it's like you
keep
might
it real,
go
bro.
say it.
Yeah. It'll kill you to hold it in. Go ahead and let it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let it out. Yeah, man. But that's my song, man. I you know.
That's a
like I
dope
said, I
song,
appreciate
though.
y'all
That is a
bringing
dope
me in
song.
and talking about that record, man. That's one of my favorite records, man. I'm gonna go listen to it now after I get off.
You
here
ain't
with
never
y'all.
lied. I'm about to leave
I got
and
the
probably
record
gonna
out. Might
blast
as
it on my
well
way.
spin
So we both about to give it some spins,
Yes,
man.
yes. They about to get a little, I guess, since it's on Spotify, they'll get the 0.01.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. Me and Radar is supposed to go record digging. I'm gonna see if I can find it on vinyl. I'm gonna check.
I did.
Damn it!
I got
See,
this
that's
single,
what I'm talking
and
about.
I at least. I got a quick story. So we went vinyl digging, right? So we was in the spot or whatever. We looking through it, and Elise was in one section, and I was in another. And she's looking at it, and she going through it. I grabbed it from her section and took it, and Elise was like, "For real? Like, nigga, for real?" I was like, "Look, I want this." She was like, "But you weren't looking at it." But I was like, "It don't matter. You got it already. So what the heck?" She was like, "But I don't got the single though."
Yeah, well, single.
Well, you got it. You got the album. What you need the single for?
I mean, you got a point, at least. She like, fuck that.
Right. You know she
doing
thinking.
that doesn't have like instrumental and stuff though. See?
No, it actually doesn't.
Oh, then I don't care then.
See?
I'm like, I
would have said it was an instrumental on it. It would have been an argument.
I gave you because I had the junior album and the single, and I gave you the single.
You did. But if it would have had the instrumental, you would have flipped.
Yeah, I would have.
We would have had an argument on here.
Like per usual.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go in New York after this damn COVID shit calm down. We're gonna try and I'm gonna see if I can find it because we're supposed to go digging for like, man, you know, it's getting crazy up here, but we're supposed to go digging for like some disco records and some funk records and stuff like that. Like we try to pick a I was like, yo, let's pick a genre of music and look for those type of records. So I was like, I want to get some funk records and stuff like that. So I mean, so I'm gonna look for that record too, man, because I'm about to buy this house we got. I'm about to buy this whole. So I'm in love with the Sonos record player. So I'm gonna have to spend some money on it. It's like $800, but it's for the crib. So I want to get
it's worth it.
Yeah, man, the sound bar, all of that. So I had Radar look up what I need to get. And I'm like, yo, I want to get the Sonos record. He was like, oh, that got everything you need to really enjoy the vinyl sound, as I know you guys know. And so I want to get that and set it up in the crib, have the sound system throughout the crib. So I'm probably gonna spend a good, but it's looking $3,000-4,000, but I feel like it's an investment and like I love music, so I want to be able to listen to my music and really enjoy it when I'm in the crib. And when I play my vinyl records, I want to be able to enjoy that extra sound because it's just a different sound from digital, you know, listening to digital music. So so I got to get that record, man, so I can play that in the crib and make Harper sick of hearing it. So, but yeah, man, she can't talk though. My little girl plays some of the same songs over and over. Like she got it the same bug I got, man. And she's 7, bro.
Oh,
she got.
well, you starting off early. That's all. That's all.
Oh man, she's had her own playlist on Apple Music since she was 3.
Nice.
Like she made us make her a playlist.
Nice.
And I had to make her a playlist, get her own phone, and then get her headphones. And when she gets in the car, she's in the back seat in her car seat. She got her headphones on, and you will hear her singing her records.
Aww.
And she got really good taste, man. Like she got everything from the show, Dougie Fresh and them, all the way to some Marvin Gaye. So she got her Ariana Grande and her Drake and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Like she all over the place, dog. Like
that's good, though.
She got some taste, man. You know, she got some like Korean music. Them kids, BTS, I think their name is.
Yeah.
She got some record from Naruto that they sing in Japanese, and she's singing it in Japanese. Like I'm telling you, man, she all over the place with it. She listened to everything, but like I put her onto a lot of different records. It's R&B and hip hop. She loves De La Soul.
That's
good.
Know,
she loves Outkast. She loves Marvin Gaye. She loves Usher. So yeah, man, I'll be shocked, man. She be singing the songs. I'll be like, okay, all right. And now she's on TikTok, so she finds songs on TikTok.
Nice.
So yeah, man, she was playing Laffy Taffy the other day, at least. I was like, what? Yeah, man, but she gonna get inundated with this R&B. Once I get my record set up, that's what I'm playing in the crib, man. It's gonna be like when we was growing up, Sunday mornings, Saturday mornings, our mom and dad playing, Al Green and all them dudes. She gonna be hearing all my favorite records and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I don't want to close y'all too long, man. I'm supposed to be working, but whatever.
Yeah, I gotta go run and get my cut. It's a mess.
Yeah, I got looking like
you ain't had to do that. That's cute, Elise. That was cute.
I don't even have no fresh cut, but I just
look like it.
No, I bleached my hair.
Oh, okay.
This just haircut just has lasted a little longer than.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gotta take my 2 daughters to see go see Spider-Man at 2:30. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go in here and work a little bit, and then I'm gonna take them to see Spider-Man. Man, we gonna kick it, man. But they're gonna hear Secret Garden in the car on the way to the theater.
Yep, on my way. I'm gonna be blasting it.
So let people know how they can find you if you want to be found.
I'm on IG, man. At Vic Jones 1914. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook too, but Instagram probably better. I also have I'm into sports heavy too. I have a sports group that I do on Clubhouse. Well, we got like 22,000 followers or something like that. But so we do on IG we are sports CH1. If you want to follow me for the sports on Instagram and on Twitter. But yeah, man, if you ever on Clubhouse, you might catch me doing the room talking about current events in sports, basketball, football, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a big head in a few different arenas, but R&B music is my thing. I know if I used to manage some artists in New York, some jazz artists and some other artists. I just managed radar as well. And so I've been around the music game for a minute, man. So I grew up in it. So music is everything, and R&B is my favorite genre, as I said earlier. So yeah, but yeah, you can find me on Instagram, man. You can catch me on there talking shit. Doing my thing. Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, man. Nice to meet you, JR.
You too.
Definitely got to meet up in person.
Oh yes, for sure. You in Jersey, so it's nothing.
Where you at?
I'm in Maryland, but my family's in Jersey. My mom's on Exit 9.
Okay, what part of I'm over here in the Newark. What part of Maryland you in?
Oh, I'm in Baltimore.
Oh man, I'll be down there.
Oh shoot. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna get your info from Elise, man. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, no problem.
You know Guy Route, Elise, you know Guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guy's in Baltimore.
Okay.
Guy's in Baltimore.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So,
okay, yeah, you get my stuff from Elise. Just get my everything from her.
Yeah, and I got family in Columbia, Ellicott City, right there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we be down there, man. So y'all get your contact, man. The next time I'm down there, man, we can link up.
We go. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Having me on your platform is dope, man.
Yeah.
I follow y'all, so y'all keep doing your thing, man.
Yes. So thank you everybody for watching and hanging out with us once again. And we will catch y'all on the next Catch That. Peace.
Peace out, y'all. Take it easy.